Test, 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 test. We should be good now.
Good morning, everyone. We'll go ahead and get started. Don't forget to turn off your phones or anything else that might make noise. If you have anything for us, it would go to Mr. Curran. We begin with an invocation and the pledge, as you know, but today, before we do that, we lost Robert Ray, passed away 3 days ago. And if you'd like to join us and rise for a moment of silence after that, then the invocation will be done by Commissioner Majerick and the pledge by the treasurer. Michael.
Father, Lord God, we are meeting today to get up matters of business. Through our weakness, give us strength. Through our discussions, give us clarity. Guide our hearts and our minds in the spirit of fairness, right thought and speech. Impart your supreme wisdom upon our activities so that our affairs may reach a successful conclusion. Thank you for being our source of guidance today. Please watch over all citizens living with illness and pain today. God bless America, Berrien County, our families. Amen. Amen.
Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Dow,
Here.
Curran,
Here.
Freeling, present, Harrison,
Here.
Hinkleman,
Here.
Majerick,
Here.
Ott,
Here.
Pittsford, Walrath,
Here.
Werfel, Yarborough, Elliott.
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have 9 present, 3 absent.
Thank you. Minutes from the 21st of November need to be approved. Haven't heard about any revisions. Moved by Volrath, supported by Ott. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Those minutes are approved. Madam Clerk, have we communications?
Yes, you received 6 communications over the last 2 weeks. An email from Osceola County Board of Commissioners, Resolution 2024-195, letter opposing changes to SHIP and Michigan PPA received on November 20th. An email from Charlie Hurst, School Board organizer with the Michigan Education Justice Coalition, wanting to connect the Board of Commissioners on the public school funding in Berrien County, received on November 11th. An email from Cornerstone Alliance inviting you to attend the Cornerstone Development Academy fourth session pro forma 101 and understanding incentives on Monday, December 2nd, 2024. Received on November 24th. An email from Southwest Michigan Tourist Council on Santa's top places to get a Christmas tree this year, received on December 2nd. An email from Southwest Michigan Tourist Council on help visitors find you, update your profile, received on December 2nd. An email from the Southwest Michigan Tourist Council on more choices, none of the stress of Southwest Michigan Christmas markets, received on December 6th. That's all for communications.
Thank you. We'll segue into recognizing some people who are really good drivers and do it because they have good hearts. Maureen Adams, the Director of Veterans Affairs, is here. Hi, Maureen.
Good morning, thank you. So this morning, we changed things up a little bit. Our volunteer drivers enjoyed a breakfast at the Copper Pot this morning. And so some of them have already moved on, they had appointments, but I'm gonna go ahead and read the names of all of the drivers and their total lifetime hours that they have volunteered for. And then I would also like to share with you a story that one of the drivers told me this morning. So we'll start with some recognition. Don Hyatt, Brian Evans, Daryl Hansel, Tom Westgate, Tom, you want to come up and get your? Some of the drivers weren't here, so, but I knew Tom was here. Did you file for hearing loss?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Tom has a total of 1,204 hours logged with us. Bob Smith also got his 1,000-hour pin this year. He's not here right now, but he has 1,089 hours and logged in with us. Mindy Logan has 159 hours logged in with us. And Mindy is our top recruiter of drivers also. Stephen Hamill, I don't think Steve's here, is he? No. Andy Bauer. Andy has 99 hours logged in with us.
Almost 100.
Thank you, Andy. Paul Donovan. Did Paul come back? Yeah. Paul has 250 hours logged in with us. And he was also, he's heading over for a lunch at Habitat for Humanity after he leaves here today. So he has a volunteer heart. Stacy Bruder is not here with us today. And then Kim Rogers. Kim holds the distinction of only having 25 hours, but she is our Mishawaka driver. And if you don't know, Kim also is a recent retiree of the health department. So thank you, Kim.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And we also want to thank the Jill Adams from the park department and the commissioners for the county park cards that all of the drivers received this year. So thank you very much. This year, it's very different than COVID. Pre-COVID, we did 466, we took 466 veterans to their appointments. This year, our year-to-date total is 143. The VA has community care now, so veterans have the choice to ask for local appointments, and that's really changed our DAV program a lot. We have recently put in our requisition to order our new vehicle that actually is that check's going to go out before the end of the year. And we're going to be ordering a 7-passenger Ford Explorer that I shared with our drivers this morning is going to have cruise control. So we're all very happy about that. Our portion of it was came through two grant, one through a grant and one through an anonymous donation. So, and then the story that I want to share with you is Tom Westgate. Tom, How long have you been a volunteer driver?
I think 2014, I think.
Okay, so he started in 2014 as a volunteer driver. That's how long his relationship has been with our office. Tom was rated in 2012 at 20% with a VA disability. This year, we did a Dine and Discover event, 15 things every veteran should know. And Tom came to that event. And he must have been able to hear us at that event because he went ahead and he made an appointment to see one of the service officers. And he was just thanking us this morning. His rating went up to 50% and he got retro pay dating back to his original claim in 2020 because of the liberalizing law that the VA has. So even though somebody is familiar with our office, they know we exist, just another good example of the work that our service officers and Donna do to get the word out for veterans to come in. So I just wanted to highlight that because I find it very interesting that someone that's had such a long relationship with our office still didn't feel like, maybe, what did you say? You didn't feel like you deserved it?
I felt a little guilty.
Guilty, yeah, so, yeah, exactly. So thank you all. We really appreciate everything that you all do. So.
Thank you, Maureen. Is there any truth to the rumor that Tom bought breakfast for everyone since he has all? Okay,
Thank you.
okay. We're gonna have public comments about the resolutions. Not general public comments yet, but comments about the resolutions, including, I suppose, the honorary resolutions. Anyone have anything to say about resolutions? All right, then we will go ahead and get into the body of the agenda. If anyone has places to go, feel free to cut out. We won't take offense. Thanks for all of your help. Okay, we have a consent calendar. If it's all right, we could move everything on the consent calendar except the honorary resolutions. We're doing two today. 2028 and 2049, I think. So is there a motion to approve the consent calendar without the three resolutions that are honorary?
I'll make that motion.
Moved by Majerick. Is there support? Dave, did you support? Okay. Any discussion about all of those other resolutions that we would be doing on the consent calendar? All right, hearing no discussion, Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Harrison,
Yes.
Enkelman,
Yes.
Majerick,
Yes.
Ott,
Yes.
Walrath,
Yes.
Bell,
Yes.
Curran,
Yes.
Freeling,
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, there's 9 yeas, and do I have abstentions from Commissioner Freeling, which were noted during the committee of the whole?
Thank you very much for stating that. There is abstentions for the requisition list that I had mentioned in committee of the whole. And those I will be abstaining from.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
Thanks, Sharon. We'll go to the honorary resolutions now. I asked the clerk if she would be kind enough to read the resolution for Amy Young. And if it's okay with everyone, we'll ask our county clerk to do that. Sharon?
Can I go up there?
Yes, absolutely. Just get to a microphone.
Can I ask Amy to come up?
Sure.
I'd like to introduce to you Amy Young. Amy Young has been with my department for 28 years and has been a great asset and team player throughout the county and a great public service to us all. I thank you for giving me the honor to read this resolution. It makes me shake because I love her so much. Whereas Amy Young began her career in public service as a deputy county clerk on March 25th, 1996, when she was hired by Berrien County Clerk Louise Stein, starting out in the position of marriage clerk. And whereas she has worked tirelessly to learn and improve the procedures and filing of the vital records for the department by having considerable knowledge in all positions of the office, including birth registration clerk, death registration clerk, and finally, the concealed pistol license clerk. And whereas Amy was able to work independently off-site as the Niles Deputy Branch Clerk, along with additional duties of the Treasurer's Office, and was always willing to help co-workers with their questions and job duties when asked. And whereas she committed herself to produce a high quality of work and would always go to the extra mile to be responsive to the customer's needs, and doing so with kindness and patience that shine. And whereas her efforts exceeded the standard by ensuring that all vital records she worked with were physically inspected and recorded with accuracy. And whereas she has provided services to the citizens of Berrien County for the last 28 years, and whereas the Berrien County Board of Commissioners deemed it appropriate to honor Amy Young for her many years of service to the citizens of Berrien County. Now therefore be it therefore resolved that the Berrien County Board of Commissioners thanks Amy Young for being a true asset to the citizens of Berrien County and wishes her a retirement filled with happiness and good health. Be it further resolved that Amy Young's life's actions and contributions reflect great credit upon herself, her family, Berrien County, the state of Michigan, and the United States of America. Respectfully submitted, Berrien County Board of Commissioners, signed by all the commissioners.
Thank you.
Also, tomorrow in this office from 2 to 4, we will have a reception and you're all invited to attend to honor Amy. Also, Amy has had to tolerate some of the crazy things I have done in my 12 years, and she's been a great team player, and she's also my second family.
Amy, I have a question. When you were hired, Louise hired you. We didn't own this building at that time. I think we had everybody in the courthouse. And at that time, the clerk's office is where the prosecutor's office is now.
Right.
Is that, yeah, okay. That goes back a ways. Just to formalize this, I know we've all signed it, but we need a motion and a support and a roll call vote.
So moved.
Moved by Hinkleman, supported by Harrison. Madam Clerk, when you get a minute, will you please call the roll?
Freeling.
Yeah.
Harrison.
Yes.
Hinkleman. Majerick.
Yes.
Ott.
Yes.
Ballrath.
Yes.
Bell.
Yes.
Curran.
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes,
Mr. Chair, you have 9 yeas.
thank you. Are we doing the Andrews resolution today, or were we doing that?
It's on the agenda.
It's on the agenda. Okay, why don't I do that one and then we'll take care of our estimable colleague, Mr. Majerick. Berrien County Board of Commissioners Resolution B 2412150 dated today, December 12, 2024. Whereas Battle Creek College began in 1874, located in the town it was named after, and whereas in 1901, Battle Creek College was renamed the Emmanuel Missionary College and relocated to Berrien Springs, Michigan. And whereas in 1960, it was renamed Andrews University. And whereas Andrews University is ranked the #1 private school in Michigan and is among the top 15 for Christian universities. And whereas is a leader in the ethnic diversity in ethnic diversity among national universities. Andrews University annually has students who come to study from over 100 countries, resulting in a far-reaching impact. And whereas Andrews University makes world changers through its premier academic programs, high-impact research, and transformative experiences. And whereas this year marks 150 years of academic excellence, innovation, and community engagement. Now, therefore, be it hereby resolved that the Berrien County Board of Commissioners congratulates Andrews University on their sesquicentennial, acknowledges the positive impact they are making, and thanks them for choosing Berrien County as their home. Moved by Freeling, supported by Bell. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, if you would.
Harrison,
Yes.
Pinkelman,
Yes.
Majerick,
Yes.
Ott,
Yes.
Walrath,
Yes.
Bell,
Yes.
Curran,
Yes.
Freeling,
Yes.
Elliott.
Yes,
Mr. Chair, you have 9 yeas.
thank you. And my understanding is that Annette's going to make sure that makes its way down to Andrews. And we'll go into Apple Valley Market afterwards because they have really good stuff. Okay. Commissioner Harrison has a resolution which he'd like to share with us.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think all of you realize that we have someone here this is one of his last meetings, and so we're recognizing Commissioner Michael Majerick. Whereas Michael Majerick has served as a commissioner for District 12 since 2017, and whereas he's been a valuable and conscientious member of the Berrien County Board of Commissioners and has contributed many years of expertise in financial management and leadership to ensure that positive and significant developments were made for the betterment of the citizens of Berrien County as a whole. And whereas Michael not only served on the Board of Commissioners, he represented Berrien County on various boards and committees, including but not limited to the Mental Health Authority, the Substance Abuse Disorder Oversight Policy Board, Niles Area Transportation Study, and the Brownfield Authority. And whereas during his 8-year tenure, the county has met significant milestones such as development of one of the first public defender offices in the state of Michigan, the broadband initiative to bring broadband service to every resident of the county, the transformation of the road commission into a more efficient county department, and the replacement of the Silver Beach County Park playground equipment, with the majority of the funding coming through grant donations and grants. And whereas Michael has freely given of his time and efforts in his capacity representing District 12, and whereas the actions of Michael J. Majerick echo the mission of Berrien County by providing leadership, cooperation with all units of government, sound fiscal management, and planning, thereby promoting public safety, health, well-being, and prosperity in order to improve the quality of life for present and future generations. Now, therefore, be it hereby resolved that the Berrien County Board of Commissioners formally recognizes Michael J. Majerick for his many years of dedicated service and wishes him the best of luck in his future endeavors. Be it further resolved that Michael's life, actions, and contributions reflect most favorably upon himself, his family, the residents of District 12, Berrien County, the state of Michigan, and the United States of America. Respectfully submitted by the Berrien County Board of Commissioners.
Are you moving for the adoption of that?
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Is there support? Supported by Buller. We're gonna dispense with the rule. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Michael.
Thank you, guys. It's easy when you got such a great group and even past commissioners. And knowing that you guys are all working for Berrien County. And I was here 8 years, the Beatles were only together 8 years. So I think we put out more resolutions than them. But thank you for everything.
Thank you.
My wife doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael, it's gonna, I mean, change is part of life, I know, but you're gonna be missed. And I know Riverwood, they're gonna miss you. Nats, Mr. Ryman has even complimented you, Don Ryman, about the work you've done with Nats, and Don is stingy with compliments, so. Anyway, as it stands, we've got one more time to get together next week, and we'll look forward to that as well. I think we go to committee reports and then to commissioner reports. John, you want to lead us off for finance?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I tried to be brief, but we had a busy day. We met with the administrator and the chair. I'm sure you guys have had the same update, so I won't belabor that. We had an update from our treasurer, Shelley White. There she is. Hi, Shelley. She could probably do this much better than I could, but I'll try to let you know what she had to say very quickly. A couple things. So they got done with the tax sale. There was 119 parcels that all sold. They sold for 200 and let's get this right. Let's get my figures. Basically $2.5 million and some change, and looks like $2,512,511, and the minimum bid for that for those properties was $1,336,494, and so sale went well. Of that, Modern Plastics had 7 parcels, and those 7 parcels sold for $752,468. So I compliment her on the wonderful job that she did with the sale. We also had a brief update on how we're doing on our investment program with the tax dollars. That's going very well. Our relationship that you all approved with Meter some time ago, since May, we had $55 million invested with them. At that time, that now has turned into $56,431,690. So that has been a very favorable addition. So thank you all for taking the good advice of the treasurer on getting Meter involved. Let's see, we had the rates are predicted to go down. So we're not sure, but she's working very fervently on trying to make sure that gets the money invested at the rates where they're at now, because they're predicted to go down. No one knows, it's a prediction, so we don't know what's going to happen, but she's working very fervently to make sure that we're invested at the best rates that we can possibly be invested in. She gave us a brief update on the Wayside Church and when that decision could come. That would be maybe late summer or early fall. And even then, we've got a judge who was talking about stepping down. And so if that judge steps down, that whole process, which has been so painfully long, could start all over again. So they wanted us to know, and I would like you to know too, that she is going to go to municipalities, and she's scheduled to go to the municipalities to help with any foreclosure questions that the local municipalities or the restaurants might have. And so she's going to be making personal visits to them to try to help any way she can for helping people move away from a foreclosure. So she's actively engaged in that. She's got the appointments already made. Next, we had we spent some time with our Community Development Director, Dan Fetty. He talked about a resolution that'll be coming to you next week, and that resolution is to let me get to the resolution that Shelley had first. She had a resolution also, and it's just the standard resolution that we go through that you'll be seeing next week to take care of the money that's deposited, but you'll see that next week. So then we met with Dan, and he talked about the MEDC grant, the Michigan Economic Development Corporation's revitalization and placemaking program, the RAP grant. And basically the reissuance for that because it was to be spent, Brian, help me out, on downtown Benton Harbor and the, some of the private people that were involved couldn't come up with their fair share of the money. And so it's been now redirected to the Arts District area down by the canal.
Yes.
So.
Yep, you covered it perfectly.
Okay, and so at any rate, that that redirection also, Dan asked for some additional administrative dollars to help fund all the changes, and so that extra money will be coming into the general fund, so that's happening. Let's see, we approved the minutes, we went through bid opening, both of them were for the road. One had bids for, it must be tree service, tree removal. There were 4 bids, they ranged from 60,000 to 204,000. We turned those back to the road department. Then there was one bid that has been on a project that needs done, the Hollywood Road Bridge. And the projected cost for that was 700,000. And the only bid that we got for that, this is the second time around only getting one bid, but it was for just a little bit more than 843,000. We turned that back into the road department also for them to move forward with it, should they decide that that's what, that's a good bid. And Mark made the comment that that project needs to get done. So I would expect that that bid get accepted by the department. Let's see, we had 2 waivers, and the 2 waivers that we had, one was for Parks and Rec on from Belkey Heating to install new train 5-ton standard efficiency gas electric heating and cooling system, and that was on an emergency basis. And then the other one came from Financial Services for another $15,900. That waiver amount was for $17,000 on the preparation of countywide cost allocation plan. Brian, so that you know, that stimulated a conversation because the heating and cooling thing was an emergency situation. So in the past, we've had a $5,000 limit as to what our administrator could spend. We moved that to 10. The short discussion that we had at finance today, and Mr. Chair, we think it should go further, maybe moving that limit to perhaps a $20,000, because this is something that heating and cooling, cold weather like we've had, we may have to get involved in, and moving that level up a bit.
Sure.
So something that needs head. So that it spurred on that conversation. Other than that, we had public comment, and Jill Adams was in there, and she talked about some changes to the materials handling group that we've got, that board group. And it was suggested to her that because further changes are probably coming as people leave their employment of a certain area, and then somebody else is put in that place. So it was suggested to her that maybe what she can do is come up with maybe the overall board makeup, and then as a change occurs, to just put that change in there by that person so that we know what position was changed, and just do that on a running basis, because it's something that's probably going to happen more often than you even realize it may happen, you know, just to keep that board up to date. Other than that, have I missed anything? I think we've got it. All right. All right.
Thank you. Questions for finance? All right, we'll go to admin. Jim.
Thank you, Mac. We had Mark Heiliger in to see us this morning, our road department director. The Beaver Dam Road culvert is done. That's good to go. He said the Pardee Road culvert is not done yet. He's hoping that will be completed by mid-January. Even if the ground freezes by mid-January, that doesn't bother the excavators. They can still dig. It's not a problem. He said, and I think everybody's aware that they have a meeting with the townships kind of en masse, and they can participate via Zoom, that type of thing. Well, they always make it available that if the township wants to meet with them one-on-one, that they will do that. And so Mark went over, there were 5 different townships that met with the road department one-on-one. And he said there was kind of a common theme between all of them, but he said they all went very well. As far as the winter operations go, they're pretty much up to speed. He's down a couple of temporary positions, but other than that, they're busy and they're doing good work. We have a couple of resolutions. The next time we get together, resolution ending in 400. The Friends of Berrien County Animal Services applied for a $20,000 grant and they received it. And that organization is going to put up another 10,000. So they're going to donate $30,000 to the animal shelter. And this is so they can contract with a dog trainer / behaviorist and foster coordinator. So we really appreciate everything that the Friends of Berrien County Animal Services have done and will do in the future. Very much appreciated. Resolution ending in 408. This is a reoccurring grant. It's an MSP hazardous materials grant for the EOC, and it's in the amount of $7,000. And Brian was in to see us. We pretty much we're just updated on topics. And that is my report. If there's any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Absolutely. Thank you. The chair had to step out just briefly.
Oh, good. I
He
was
asked me
gonna
to-
try to fill in for two. You
He
got
asked me
it,
if I
Terry.
would-
Thank you very much.
If I would continue with the agenda until he steps back in, but are there any questions for Chair of Admin? All right, hearing none, personnel.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. So we also met this morning. We had, let's see, 11 resolutions that will be coming to you at a later date. One from, really, most of them are from just the departments accepting grants and the like. One recommendation is the Parks 5-year plan, as well as complement adjustment to the public defender. Most of the health department resolutions are pretty much extension of grant support from the state of Michigan, as well as fee changes for both environmental services and the general services they provide. So not a lot of change there. We also reviewed and approved the monthly pension rollovers and refund requests. We talked a bit about the administrator and corporate counsel evaluation process, and also salary or changes in compensation and salary. And so we had good discussion, and you'll be seeing some resolutions coming from us next week.
Excellent. Are there any questions for Chair of Personnel? All right, hearing none. You don't have any, Commissioner? We'll move on to Commissioner reports, and John, I'm going to start with you, if that's okay.
No report. Thank you.
Sorry.
We were just going through Commissioner reports.
Okay, where are we? Ray?
So I attended the Human Services Council meeting last week. Also a meeting held on the harbor development and economic growth initiatives, and then also attended the board meeting for Lincoln Township.
Let's see, last week I attended the oath, the swearing in of the sheriff. It's a very nice ceremony. Attended 911 yesterday. I think we were elected the same officers. I know Greg, I know Greg's the chair again. So no, we had a good 911 meeting, set our schedule for next year, and that's all I have.
Sheriff swearing in last week, and that was very well done, nice. My wife even attended it with me, so that was even nicer. 911 meeting yesterday. They've been very busy. The new tower is up and they're transitioning into that next week. I think they're supposed to begin, and that'll take a little time, but they're going to begin that process next week. They're busy. They had a job fair earlier, and they're reaching into the high schools now. They've got a shadow program where the students, juniors and seniors, can come in, shadow as they're working, and if they do decide after they get out of high school that they want to be a part of 911, what they're doing as a shadow will count as part of their first process in the training. So they would be coming in with some of that already behind them, which is a pretty good thing. If they're interested in it, they might find out Find out now before they get into it very far. Our CAD committee is meeting next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Chris Whitehart has been working with the company to put prices together for everybody to find out how much it's gonna cost. And that's the end of my report.
Nothing.
I have nothing. That's all.
Only thing that I wanted to report on was that we had a planning commission meeting this week, and there is an update for Bertrand Township's master plan, and we reviewed that and gave comments, which is one of the things that the planning commission does. There are 2 vacancies currently that are on the planning commission, and I think finance may be addressing that in committee business before the end of the year. I think that those applications have been received. Oh, you're right. Our wonderful corporate counsel reminded me also this weekend, I had the pleasure of attending the regional competition for the Lego League robotics. And I was there to support the Bridgman Bebots, which took 2nd place overall. But even more so, I got to see our amazing corporate counsel with his Explore team for the Lego League Robotics, and saw his team get recognized with multiple awards in what they were doing. Though it wasn't a competition per se for that level, they still got recognized. And the greatest thing that I saw was both his team and his daughter's team, who was in the challenge. Thank you. I almost said tech. Both of his daughter's teams took home awards in the core values of what the FIRST robotics teaches. And I said that's a testament to him and his coaching. And it's pretty fun. It's exciting times. If you haven't ever been to one of the robotic competitions, it's pretty neat, especially the little ones like that, because they're just enamored with what they're creating and what they're doing. And Thaddeus did a great job coaching and herding all the little people around everywhere.
Thank you for remembering that.
Yes, absolutely. I loved it. It was good times. So that's my report.
Okay.
Thank you.
Before we go to the administrator, Saturday is in Three Oaks is Prancer Palooza. Day. It's the 35th anniversary of the movie Prancer. And some of the folks who were in the movie are going to be there. My cousin Sam is not going to make it. But, and then there are some folks who have passed, like Cloris Leachman, and I think Abe Vigoda was in that. But anyway, they're having quite the deal in Three Oaks Saturday. And the weather should be good for being outside. You wanted to talk about Brownfield?
Yeah. So members of the board, members of the public, last week we were scheduled to have a public hearing presentation and then board action on a Brownfield Redevelopment Authority plan. I just want, for clarification purpose, that action will occur in the first part of January. So we delayed it today. We had a pretty full agenda. Through communication with Annette, with Dan Fetty, we opted to delay that until first part of January. And I'll happily answer any questions that the public may have about that. Next point, sir, is it should just be noted to the board, anytime you celebrate a big Lego win, the perfect celebration gift is a parks pass from the Berrien County Parks Department. $40.
Yeah.
And then with all sincerity, so thank you for starting today's meeting with a moment of silence honoring Robert. And moreover, thank you to this board for honoring Robert back in the fall. It's something that I don't think you all realize how much it was appreciated. So thank you all for doing that. And those are my comments.
Thanks. Yeah, it was wonderful that he was able to come in and be recognized in person. Okay, general public comments now are in order. If you have anything you'd like to share, up to 2 minutes. Name and town if you wish to opine. Anyone wish to be heard? Okay, I see quite a line forming. I think we'll move on then to other business. Anybody have any? Yes, sir.
I forgot to say that, yesterday morning on my way to the 911 meeting, there was a gentleman working out in my front yard because there's an access point that the Surf Internet Company put in a couple months ago. So I just went out like I was gonna get my mail, which I'd already got, but I started chatting with the guy, find out what he's doing. And there's a hole in my ground and, it's an access point. He says that the neighbor across the street was hooking up to the high-speed internet. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I got up this morning and our internet was off for the fourth time in the last 2 weeks. I just wanted to share it, Jim, to know that, they've been out my yard and then I go out and chat with them every time they come doing something, down the road, but it was kind of neat. We talked for about 15 minutes.
They said they will have you hooked up by 2029, I
Won't take
believe.
long. They got it right in
Yeah.
my front yard. How do I go around it? How do I do this? Oh, that's in the.
Yeah. The year that AT&T is shutting off copper, you get hooked up, so, anyway. Okay, I guess that's it. We'll get together next